Hello, these are my February favourites. So at the start of the month I went to Paris for a week. So my first February favourite is my little Pascal plush because I went on my own to Paris and it's been a while since I've flown on my own and I was quite worried about it because I didn't know what to do going to the airport and checking myself in and getting to the gate and getting onto the plane, and I don't like the takeoff, but once I'm in the air I'm fine-ish. So I took on my little toy to comfort me and I was literally stroking his head as we were taking off and stuff. Nobody asked me about him, which I thought was kind of weird because I'm a 26-year-old with a little chameleon on my lap. But yeah, I get quite anxious when I go out and about into large spaces on my own sometimes, so I took Pascal because he reminds me that it's okay to leave your tower sometimes and that you'll be okay. My next one is my only skincare one for the month, and it is the Earle Cleanse and Polish. I didn't take many things to Paris with me because I thought I'd be buying a truckload of French pharmacy skincare, but when I got there I didn't really fancy anything, so I had to make do with literally the bare minimum amount of stuff that I took to Paris with me, which was really wasn't a lot. So I had to make do. This was one of them. I'm getting on with it now because it's really cold and I don't mind the scent of it, which is very, very strong. It's rosemary, chamomile, eucalyptus. I've tried using this in the summer and it just doesn't work for me because the scent becomes too overpowering, but as you can see I'm nearly all used up with this one anyway now. So makeup. I've got quite a few things for makeup. So when I was away I went into Chanel and I got two of the new Rouge Cocos, which I have used, but because my skin's been like quite crap since I've been away, and because it was so cold, my face just got all wind blasted and dry, and you know, that kind of harsh weather kind of just shrivels your face up. So I've not actually been wearing a lot of colour makeup, but I did get this lip liner from the Chanel Beauty Boutique. Looks kind of grubby, but that's because I've not been sharpening it a lot because it doesn't sharpen to a very sharp point, this pencil I've found, so I've kind of had to keep it really blunt. This is the Precision Lip Definer in Natural by Chanel, which has given me a nice, a nice nude lip with a tiny bit of shimmer through it. So, and it's not too brown, it's got a tiny bit of red in it, which is good for me. So my lips don't look too brown. Yeah, I've been wearing mostly that and my Tom Ford shade in Illuminate. That's colour 1. Because my skin's been rubbish, I've just been kind of putting it on right under my cheekbones because I'd found that the cold weather has really affected this area here, so I've not been putting on colour blush because it just kind of accentuates it. And another thing I've liked doing is if I don't feel like I can get away with putting too much of the contour on my face on a particular day, I'll just highlight my face instead. So for that I've enjoyed using the highlight portion from my Tom Ford Softcore Duo, which is nice as an eyeshadow as well. And one thing I've really gotten on with is my Dr. Hauschka translucent makeup. This isn't a foundation, it is like a skin tint, and this shade in particular, which is the lightest, is quite yellow, which is good for me. I'd found that when I've been using it under my MAC Mineral Skin Finish Natural Powder, what a mouthful, that it'd been making my face quite shiny, but now that the weather's gone very cold and my skin's gone dry, I've been preferring using more of this and less powder on my face. And it's early days yet, but I've found that putting it on with my Real Techniques retractable kabuki brush is making me apply less of it as well, so it's going further now at the moment. So good for you, Dr. Hauschka. This was a bit of an impulse buy when I was in the Manchester airport before I got my flight to Paris. I was a bit worried that the one mascara that I took with me, which was a 17 dolled up mascara in brown, I was scared it was going to run out because it's pretty close to running out, so I got another one of them, and it was buy one get one half price on all 17, so I picked up the Voom waterproof volume mascara. I don't usually go for waterproof formulas because I find that usually the formulation's a bit irritating for my eyes, waterproof ones, but I thought I'll go for it. It's only like £3 odd. It isn't waterproof on me, sadly. If my eyes start to water, then it will make the mascara run a bit at the sides, but it is smudge proof, so it doesn't transfer onto my upper eyelids or my lower lash line throughout the day. So and it's really it's quite deceiving because the brush is quite a thick, big brush, big fibre one, so you'd think it would give you massive eyelashes like similar to Dior Show or something like that, but it's actually quite quite defining and not very clumpy, which I like. Ooh, down to the last few. So I was umming and ahhing about whether to get a Chanel perfume whilst in Paris, but I decided to go for it and enjoy the experience of buying a Chanel perfume from the original Chanel boutique in 31 Rue Cambon. So when I'd finally put up the courage to go and buy my perfume, my card actually did end up getting declined at the payment stage, and I was like, nothing like getting your card declined in Chanel, right? So I went for Coco Mademoiselle, which is, I know, the most generic perfume I could have possibly picked. I surprised myself, really, but I've always wanted a bottle, and now I've got it home. It's very pretty and it reminds me of my time in Paris. Though, to be honest, this actual eau de parfum bottle isn't my favourite for February. The little sample that I'd got at the beauty boutique on Rue Saint-Honoré of the eau de toilette is my favourite for February. I'd been using this up throughout the week in Paris, and I found that on the initial spray it would be quite refreshing, and I could get quite a few sprays on me and it would kind of freshen me up a bit. But then when I found that when I bought the eau de parfum, I couldn't reapply it throughout the day because it would then be too overpowering for me, even though, which is strange because it's quite a subtle scent. I think it must just be the formulation. There's just too much alcohol strength, I don't know, but I just found it's a bit overpowering. So right now I've had to kind of spray it on the back of my neck rather than the front of my neck when I'm applying it. So disappointing. I probably could have just gone with the eau de toilette, but you know, we like the bottle of the eau de parfum, don't we? When I got back from Paris, I went to the Tanya Burr book signing in Manchester, which wasn't really in Manchester, it was a bus ride out of Manchester, in this kind of strange room. Where's the signature? And you can see my wristband from where I queued. I was trying to think of what I could say to her, but then when I got there I was just like, "Hi Tanya." That was it. And then I think I said, "Have a lovely rest of your day," or something derpy like that. Oh, last but not least, I lied. Second to last least, music is the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. I'm late to the party with everything, but I love Guardians of the Galaxy. Chris Pratt, he's my faves now. And it's pretty trippy getting on a plane, looking out at the moon, listening to David Bowie, Moonage Daydream as you're flying through the air. I'd recommend that next time you're on a plane. So here it is, last. My favourite, my precious. My North Face coat, which I don't ever want to take off. This is the Baker Deluxe jacket. And I love it. I wish I had this in Paris, then I probably wouldn't have froze to death. There we go. Those were my favourite things about February.